Have you ever walked into a job interview and suddenly forgotten how to speak?
Your hands feel cold, your heart is racing.
And the simple question, "Tell me about yourself," feels like a trap.
You practiced, you prepared, you even chose your outfit carefully.
But the moment you sit down, your brain goes blank.
If that sounds familiar, stay with us.
Because today, we are breaking down the first job interview,
The fear before it starts,
the questions that shake your confidence,
the common mistakes that sabotage you.
and the exact phrases that help you show up calm, clear, and authentic.
This is not about being perfect.
It's about being prepared. Welcome to the SoftSpeak English Podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English through real-life conversations.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Lily, and today we're helping you turn interview anxiety into quiet confidence. Ethan, you look like someone who was born with a suit and a tie, but be honest, was your first interview perfect?
Lily, I wish. My first interview was a total freak-out moment. I was so nervous that I didn't just have butterflies in my stomach. I had a whole zoo in there. I remember I arrived late because I got stuck in traffic, and when I finally walked into the office, I was completely frazzled. I tried to play it safe and give the easiest answers, but my voice was shaking. I looked at the interviewer, and I think I temporarily lost access to my own name. It's funny now, but at the time, I felt like I was carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders.
I think many of our listeners feel that exact same way. The interview feels like a huge mountain you have to climb. But like we always say, that mountain is not one big rock. It's just many small rocks. And today, we're going to help you move those rocks one by one. We'll walk through the morning of the interview, the room, the questions, and the landing. And don't worry, this is a B1 level episode, so if you're intermediate, it's perfect for you. If you're A2, you can still stay with us. Your brain is clever and will connect the meaning through the story.
And if you like learning English this way, with real feelings and real stories, please subscribe to the SoftSpeak English Podcast and tap like on this episode.
It really helps more learners find us. Also, tell us in the comments, are you currently looking for a job or are you already a seasoned professional? And what was one small, honest detail from your very first interview? We want to hear the real stories, not the textbook versions. All right, without further ado, let us jump in. Let's start with the feelings before you even enter the room, because for many people, the battle starts in the morning. You wake up, and instead of hitting snooze and enjoying your coffee, you start to spiral into negative thoughts. What if I say something wrong? What if they don't like me? What if I look stupid? That is the invisible audience in your head, and they are very loud.
Exactly, Lily. And that's when you feel vulnerable. You feel like everyone is watching you under a big spotlight. My advice is this. When you feel that anxiety seeping in, try to short-circuit the negative pattern. Don't just dwell on your fear. Get up, open the window, and tell yourself, this is just an experiment. An interview is not a life or death situation. It's just a conversation where you figure out if you and the company are on the same page.
I love that. Being on the same page is such a great way to look at it. It takes away the pressure to be perfect. Because let's be honest, perfectionism is just a trap that makes you hold back. You don't need to be a superstar, you just need to be authentic. So let's talk about that first big question that always comes out of the blue. Tell me about yourself. This question is a classic, but it makes so many people shrink back. They think they have to tell their whole life story starting from when they were 5 years old.
Right. But the interviewer doesn't want a novel. They want to see the person who is sitting in front of them right now. Instead of telling a long, chaotic story, try to use a simple structure. Think about your past, your present, and your future. I studied this, now I am doing this, and in the long run, I want to achieve this. It's a very persuasive way to speak because it shows you have a direction.
And what about the "why do you want to work here" question? This is where people often get in their own way. They either sound too desperate or they give a half-hearted answer that says nothing.
Yes, the "I just need money" answer is honest, but it's not very persuasive. You need to show that you've done your homework, that you figured out what the company does. Maybe you like their culture or you're obsessed with the products they make. Just don't exaggerate. If you say you love their spreadsheets when you actually hate them, you're just walking on eggshells for a future version of yourself.
Being lopsided, where you give everything to the company and nothing to your own truth, is a recipe for burnout later.
Now, let's talk about the mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes is being impulsive with your words. You're so nervous that you want to fill every second of silence, so you start to ramble on a whim. You say things that you haven't even thought about.
Or the opposite, you're so scared of making a mistake that you hold back your real personality. You stay on the fence and don't take any risks with your answers. You sound like you're on autopilot, just repeating sentences from a textbook. The interviewer doesn't want to talk to a robot, they want to talk to you.
Another classic mistake is not asking questions at the end. When they ask, "Do you have any questions for us?" and you say no, it makes you look like you're not really into it.
Asking questions should be non-negotiable. Ask about the team. Ask about the daily routine, or ask what success looks like in this role. It shows you are already looking forward to starting.
Oh, the "what is your greatest weakness" trap. Most people try to play it safe and say something like, "I'm a perfectionist," or "I work too hard." But the interviewer has heard that 1,000 times. I'm not even exaggerating. It's better to be honest about a real struggle you've had and show how you're working through it. For example, in the past, I struggled with organizing my tasks, but now I've figured out a system and I've turned a corner. That shows growth, and growth is what companies want to see.
And if you get a no after the interview, please don't beat yourself up. Rejection is inevitable sometimes. It doesn't mean you're a failure, it just means that specific seat was misaligned with your current chapter. Brush off the disappointment, learn what you can, and prepare to bounce back for the next one. The ball is always in your court to try again.
Exactly. You don't fail when you're slow or when you get a no. You only truly fail when you stop walking. Every interview is just a rep for your confidence muscle.
Wow, 12 powerful words for your next big step. Even if you only remember one or two, that's already a win. Your brain heard them inside a real story, and that is how English starts to feel more friendly.
We are really proud of you for staying with us until the end. You're doing great just by being here and practicing.
Remember, an interview is just a conversation, and you have something valuable to say.
If this episode helped you feel a little more ready, please like, subscribe, and tell us your interview stories in the comments.
We'll be there reading and cheering for you.
Now, go out there and show them the real, authentic you.
This is Lily.
And this is Ethan.
And you've been listening to the SoftSpeak English Podcast. Bye.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video we've thoughtfully selected for you.